Are you looking to take your personal finances to the next level? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Monday Money Tip Podcast, presented by I Was Broke, Now I'm Not, with your host, Joseph Sangle.
Welcome to the Monday Money Tip Podcast, presented by I Was Broke, Now I'm Not. My name is Joe Sangle. We are here every single Monday to be able to help you implement one right now relevant thing in your life to help you advance your finances each week. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Megan Hibbard. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
You fired up?
It's another Monday. Happy Monday.
Another Monday. Yeah, we've had a case of the Mondays. We are recording this on a Monday.
We are.
For a Monday. And this is episode number what?
173.
And it's the last one in the month of October, if you can believe it.
Yeah.
And so what is this? It's kind of a warning. We can do the math real quick. 6 days left in October, 30 days in November, 36 plus 25. That's 61 days till Christmas. There's your notice. Get fired up.
I'm ready.
Awesome. You are?
I mean, not actually ready, but I like Christmas.
According to that sort of supply chain shortage, you're supposed to be doing your shopping now.
It's true.
That's awesome. So I have done some shopping already.
Really?
Are you proud of me?
Wow.
It's really awesome. Tell everybody what we'll talk about today.
Yes. So today we're talking about 5 steps to become a competent investor. So our question for today is, I need your help. I don't know if I'm ever going to be good at investing. I always feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to lose money, and I'm scared of making the wrong decision. What if I invest at the wrong time?
I think that question echoes the thoughts of a lot of people listening to the podcast. I'll just recount some of those things. I need help. That's good. They're admitting they need help. I don't know if I'm ever going to be good at investing. I remember the feeling that way.
Yeah.
I still feel that way at times right now. I always feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Welcome to the club. I don't want to lose money.
Also, welcome to the club.
I'm scared of making the wrong decision. What if I invest at the wrong time? We're all worried about that. So we're going to address that. But first, we're going to go to one of our favorite segments of the podcast. You know what time that is. Let's go.
Now it's time to get caught up with our current money events.
The Monday Money Tip Podcast is sponsored by the Fully Funded Life Membership Program. The Fully Funded Life Membership Program provides all you need to begin winning with money and live a fully funded life. Fully Funded Life includes 4 key components: courses, challenges, coaching, and community. Courses provide financial education. Challenges help you make massive progress in a specific money skill. Coaching is provided by the Fully Funded Life Certified Coaches through open office hours held multiple times each month. All of the courses, challenges, and coaching results in an outstanding community that help equip, motivate, and encourage you to take your next financial steps toward your fully funded life. Fully Funded Life. Courses, challenges, coaching, community. All that's missing is you. Learn more and receive a special offer for Monday Money Tip listeners today at fullyfunded.life/MMT. That's www.fullyfunded.life/MMT.
Well, for today's current money event section, is that awesome?
Yeah, that was
I'm going to talk about that it's time, like we just said, about Christmas. It's time to start thinking about your 2022 financial goals, your plans. What are they? Your financial goals. Now, there's all types of other goals that you should think about, but these are financial goals. And if you remember, maybe one of our episodes before, we listed these out, that I want you to think about what your earnings goal is. How much money do you want to earn from your job, from your side hustles, maybe from any investments you have. You know, how much do you want your apartments to pay you? What do you want your small business to pay you? Your intellectual property. I don't know what it is. We have a lot of smart people listening to the podcast. And then also, if you're married, you can have earnings goals for your spouse. I don't know how that worked out. Maybe it's just a special episode we could cover here.
That would be special.
Earnings goals. And then there's some other goals. There's savings goals. Mm-hmm. Do you have savings goals set for next year?
Not right now, but I need to.
So it's helpful to say, I want to save money.
Yes, I do want to save money.
To put dollars with it, like I want to save $2,135.
That is very precise.
That's a goal. I want to save $21,351. That's a goal. Whatever it is, earnings goals and savings goals are really motivating. But there's also another one. It's called an investing goal. Mm-hmm. And investing goals, it's good to have dollars, but sometimes it's helpful to have percentages. So a lot of people contribute a percentage of their income to the company retirement plan. But if you're investing in other types of investments like real estate, like gold, like small business, a franchise, something like that, you should have a dollar goal with that. I have specific earnings goals each year. I have specific savings goals, and I have very specific investing goals. And I have a set amount that I want to invest every year that I want to annuitize. And annuitize mean I want it to start generating income right now till I die.
Yeah.
And so I'm deploying X number of dollars every single year, and I hit the goal last year. I'm behind on my goal this year. We'll see if I can get there. I'm not going to press it. Speaking to the question that we're going to address today, I don't want to invest at the wrong time. Another goal is a motivating goal for many people, especially if they're rung 4 or below on the ladder, and that is debt reduction goals.
Yeah.
Debt reduction goals.
Everybody wants to say goodbye to debt.
Bye to debt. Get rid of debt, especially that dumb debt, that no-fun debt, that debt on things that decline in value or have no value. Think credit cards, think payday loans, think paying off a car because it drops in value rapidly. And then the last one is one that I find to be aspirational. If some of them are inspirational, this is aspirational, and it is a giving goal. To whom do you want to give, and to how much? And so it's very important to set these 5 goals: earnings goals, savings and investing goals, debt reduction goals, and giving goals. And I want you thinking about it now, because you have 2 months to really to think about a skeleton of these goals and really think about it and get it refined so that when you hit the start of the year, hey, you can already have put into action some things that can help you achieve that goal.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's great.
So that's it for today's current money events section. Dun, dun.
Dun, dun. All right.
Music
So-
added by me.
Yes. All right. So today we have our success story is from Yolanda, and her husband joined Fully Funded Life in September. And she wrote in to say, "We heard you speak at Bethel Church in Brentwood, Tennessee several years ago and had great intentions, but haven't implemented any of your advice. This program has come at the perfect time. My husband and I are very excited to get a handle on our finances by setting up and honoring a budget, as well as work towards being debt-free. Thank you for this opportunity to change our relationship with money."
That's awesome. And I think it's great. You've joined Fully Funded Life. Yolanda has. That's great. They're doing it together as a team. But I think something that's really important that she has reflected here, and this is where so many people are, is they hear the information.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between knowing information and having application. And now the application has come. And if we could figure out the thing that would cause a person to hear the information and immediately have it be transformative to application, I think we would be onto $1 billion idea.
Yep.
As it is, we're going to teach good, helpful information, and we do pray that we teach it in ways that are exciting, energizing, and help people actually do it. And so we're excited to see Yolanda and her husband begin to prosper in ways they never thought possible. And I would encourage Yolanda and her husband to sign up for one of the 30-minute coaching appointments that are available to Fully Funded Life members and be able to have an opportunity to serve them personally with their specific financial questions. That's one of the huge values of Fully Funded Life. Yeah. And so way to go, Yolanda. Thanks for taking the time to write that into us.
All right. So our question for today is, I need help. I don't know if I'm ever going to be good at investing. I always feel like I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't want to lose money. I'm scared of making the wrong decision. What if I invest at the wrong time?
Newsflash, you will invest at the wrong time. You will lose some money. You will constantly feel scared. You may never be good at investing, and you will always need help. Let's pray. No. But it is kind of the true answer, the fast answer. Yeah. But what I would say is what are we going to do? We're going to cover 5 things that we can do to help people. So maybe, Megan, you could lead the way on telling what we're going to do, and then I can be the color analyst.
Yes.
So number 1 is what?
All right. So number 1 is learn in layers.
Learn in layers. So does this mean like layer chickens that lay eggs? Since I'm on the farm, call them layers.
I'm not sure many people would have thought that.
No, okay, that's just me. Okay,
just you.
I've got to get back off the farm. But learn in layers. And here's what I've noticed. Have you ever noticed they don't offer calculus in kindergarten?
Yeah, they don't even offer calculators.
Oh, okay, there you go. That's good. Yeah, they do. They all have them on their iPhones or their
kindergarten?
Chromebooks. Yes, my daughter had a Chromebook in kindergarten.
But a phone?
Well, the calculator was on there. Yeah, okay.
True.
And she had a phone. She did have a phone, one of my old phones.
Oh, to play with.
It
but
didn't
it wasn't
work. It wasn't connected to the cellular network. But trust me, it was connected to Wi-Fi regularly. But they don't offer calculus in kindergarten. Have you ever attended a soccer game with 4-year-olds?
I have.
Do you believe Logan is going to participate in soccer starting at age 4? Do you think that's going to happen?
I think he's going to do baseball.
Okay. Well, okay.
He can do soccer too if he wants.
Now, that's pretty neat, and he's going to play T-ball, which is better. But if you watch 4-year-old soccer, they have one play, and it's called the bunch formation.
It's
and
true.
they all run in a clot, just running around everywhere, tripping over each other. Somebody's invariably going to get hurt and cry, and his mom's going to run out there and grab him, carry him off the field. But, I remember when my son started playing football. He's 11 now, almost 12. But when he started playing football, he was clueless as to how to play the game. Now, I never knew not how to play the game because I had 5 older brothers. I saw this game being played from the time I was 0 years old. I don't remember having to learn the rules, but when I had to explain to him the rules and the positions, just the positions alone were terribly confusing. What's the difference between offensive guard, offensive tackle? I had to explain that. Linebacker, the Mike linebacker, all these different, the slots, the slot receiver, the wide receiver, the safety, the free safety,
there's a lot of spots.
the quarterback, there's a quarterback, there's a halfback, and there's a fullback. And trying to explain all this stuff to him is really challenging. And so what I learned is I had to just say, this is a football, right? The basic teaching.
Yeah.
And just like in the movie Hoosiers with basketball, how he goes to the big stadium, they finally made it to the championship game, and he measures the goal, and it's 10 feet up, measures the length of the court, I think it's 92 feet, and he's proving to them this is still the same thing. You got to go back to the basics. And so knowledge is gained through experience. So I'm going to give you a quick quiz. You ready? This is Megan. Everybody make fun of her or be nice to her, but in a nice way, make fun of her. Quick, how much is 9 times 5?
I don't like math.
How much is 9 times 5?
I'm not playing your game.
Play my game.
Nope.
Play my game. 9 times 5.
I'm not.
You're not going to play my game?
No. What if I ask you?
Ask me.
I don't like being put on the spot when it comes to math. That's
Okay,
why
that's
you
great.
have calculators.
This is awesome.
All right.
You can use your calculator.
9 times 5.
It's 45.
9 plus 11.
20.
49 divided by 7.
7. See? Look, no problem. I love it. And I know this now. Why? Because I learned
You learned it.
I learned it. Yeah, that's excellent. She didn't like my game. I learned it in layers much earlier. Believe it or not, the same thing is true for investors. Did you know that?
Yeah.
They have to learn in layers. So when you see price to earnings, beta, dividend yield, income statements, balance sheets, and statements of cash flows, they only become commonplace only after lots of layers of learning, right? Mm-hmm. So this is what I would just encourage everybody to do. Start learning in layers. Go to YouTube and say Investing 101. Better yet, if you want somebody that you can count on, go to fullyfunded.life and sign up and be a part of that, where you can take courses on this stuff and be able to learn what this stuff means, how it can help you become a confident, competent investor. And it starts in layers. We start with very basic stuff, and then we can get as complex as you ever wanted to be with our training.
Yep.
Okay, so after you recognize you have to learn this in layers, so just get started. We go to number 2. What's that?
Yeah, so number 2 is just do something. Maybe start with one thing. Just one thing.
Just do something. Yeah. One thing. Mm-hmm. And I like this verse. Maybe we can put it on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. Matthew 6:21. Jesus shared this great lesson. He had went through in 19 and 20, the 2 verses before. He rattled off this: do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy and thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy and where thieves do not break in and steal. In verse 21, he says, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And that's so important, because if you never take the step towards investing and don't do that one thing, you can't ever hope to really learn about it, because your heart never goes to be in it. So when your money is in it, your heart goes with it. You pay attention to it. I remember, cryptocurrency seemed really weird. It's really foreign. Oh, wait, it still seems really weird and really foreign.
It does seem
But
really
then I
weird and foreign.
transferred some money into cryptocurrency.
You started
and now I
paying
know
attention.
the Bitcoin price. I know the Dogecoin price. I know the Ethereum price. And I've made money in 2 out of the 3. And one of them I've just taken a beating. But I pay attention to it. and I'm learning it in layers. And I still don't really understand it fully, but I understand it more than I did. Why? Because I put some money in it. Now, not a lot of money, but I put some money, and I'm paying attention to it. And because I don't like losing money, well, then I pay attention to it. I don't like losing any money, even the little bit that I put in there. So let's face it. It is so much easier to say, I'm not comfortable with this, because it's self-soothing. Oh, I'm not comfortable with this. And if I'm not comfortable, I'm just not going to do it. It's self-soothing. I'm patting myself right now. If you're not watching on YouTube, I'm just, I feel so much better. And it gives ourselves an out when we say that.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm not comfortable with that. Are you winning with money? No. Have you invested anything? No. How many years have you worked in your adult lifetime? 25 years? Oh, and how much money you have in your retirement plan? Oh, none, but I'm just not comfortable doing that. I might lose money. And you have invested nothing, and you're 50.
You have lost money.
You have lost out on so much. Why? Because you just couldn't get yourself to feel comfortable. Well, how do you feel comfortable? Do one thing and learn in layers. And as a result, you get there, and you listen, the end result of not doing this, of not doing one thing, not doing just do something, you end up still being ignorant and overwhelmed. Now, I want to explain my use of the word ignorant because it seems mean. Does it seem mean?
I know where you're going with it, so I don't think seems mean. But
so the word ignorant can be used very derogatorily. But what I mean by ignorant is the actual definition, which means you lack knowledge. And if you're ignorant of a topic, no one likes that feeling. Yeah. Have you ever been to an event or something and just didn't have the knowledge of what was going on?
Yeah. It's not a great feeling at all.
Like, does something come to mind of where you've showed up and it's like, I do not know what's going on right now?
I think when I first started doing website stuff and coding, when you start hearing people talk about coding, it's like, I don't even know what you just said.
That's a great example.
But then you get into it and you learn a little bit more. And I'm not an expert in coding by any means, but I know what I'm doing. I can read some coding. I can
and now you manage all our websites.
Yeah. And so it's not as I don't freak out when I hear the word coding anymore. I'm not, I'm okay, I can hold my own. I know what I'm doing. We're good.
Yeah. So you pressed into that weird, wild, and wonky feeling.
Yeah.
And you did something. I can think of one thing where I didn't know what's going on. I still don't know what's going on. And that is watching the game of cricket on TV. Oh. I could not figure out anything that was going on. It resembled a little bit like baseball, but I just gave up on it because I didn't want to learn about it. I just chose, I have enough sports that I know of, so I just opted out of it. And you know what? As a result, when I watch cricket, I still am ignorant and I'm overwhelmed watching it. Why? Because I didn't press in. I didn't just do one thing.
You could probably just Google cricket for beginners.
I could. I'm sure I could.
Yes.
Or join Fully Funded Life Special Edition Cricket Training.
Training. Yeah.
Don't look hard for that if you're a member of Fully Funded Life. Yeah. Okay, so just do something, one thing, learning in layers. What's the third thing you could do?
Well, I would say too, with the just do one thing, we recently released a PDF where it talks about how to buy your first stock. That's one thing that you could do. It's 4 easy steps. It breaks it down. If you're a Fully Funded Life member, we have a video on Facebook where Joe goes through exactly how to buy a stock and demonstrates step by step how to do it. And so things like that are super helpful where it is the one step. It is, you trust us. So number 3 is obtain wise counsel. And so we are the wise counsel that, Joe wrote this PDF, 4 easy steps. You can trust the 4 steps, do the 4 steps. You're just doing one thing. You're able to buy your first stock. And that right there is you investing and becoming better at something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then once you've done that, and that's a great idea, and connect her to this thing that we sent it to everybody who's on our email list. That's a lot of people. So what's the third thing they can do?
Yeah. So number 3 is obtain wise counsel.
Right. Wise counsel matters so much. Proverbs 15:22 says, plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. So what's it saying? Plans fail. Why? Because of lack of counsel. So you should obtain wise counsel, because with many of them, plans succeed. Proverbs 4:7, I love this, says, the beginning of wisdom is this, get wisdom, though it cost all you have, get understanding. Yeah. So it's so important. And what is Solomon recognizing there is it may cost money to get wisdom, but it's worth it in the end because it helps you become better.
Well, and I don't think, specifically about investing, I I wouldn't want to learn about investing from somebody who doesn't actually know what they're talking about.
Right.
So there's a lot of people out there that might have a video about investing or might think they know how to invest, but do they actually know? Are they wise counsel? Are they someone that you trust?
Right.
And so it might cost you paying money instead of just getting a free step on YouTube or something like that, to have that wise counsel that you trust that actually is giving you good information.
Yeah, and it allows you to reach out to them, somebody that you can have a two-way conversation with instead of one-way learning. But, this thing that we're talking about, investing, this investing thing, podcast listener, listen to this. That thing that gives you the shakes and the queasiness. Yeah, there are people that have done that very thing so many times, they're actually yawning while doing it. The thing that causes you to lose sleep, they are yawning because they've done it so many times. And I will tell you, Wisdom Counsel has been such a huge contributor to my own financial journey. I remember going into one of my financial coach's office one day, and he was like, hold for a minute, and he bought $50,000 of one stock. And I was like,
Okay.
I think I can learn from this person. And I asked him to be my financial coach, and he's been my financial coach, and he actually was a small business owner. And so he has coached me through buying my first small business, was a help in me starting my first small business. And so I would just say the thing that you're nervous about, podcast listener, whatever type of investing it is, real estate, there are wise counselors in that area. Investing in precious metals, there's experts in that. Investing in small business or a franchise, there are experts in that. Investing in the stock market, absolutely a lot of experts in that. So be bold and ask people to help you. And so you've learned in layers, you've done just something, one thing, and you got wise counsel. What's the fourth thing that they can do to become a confident and competent investor?
Yes. So number 4 is give it time.
Yes.
Yep.
You got to give it time. How much time?
I don't know.
3 days?
Probably not.
3 weeks?
Maybe. Probably
3
not.
years?
Who knows?
Am I getting closer?
I mean, I think to become competent at something, you've done it a lot. I
Right.
mean,
But
what do they
so
say?
it's somewhere between 3 months and 3 years, would you say?
What do they say? It takes 10,000 hours to become professional at something.
And the average person works a job 2,000 hours a year?
Yeah.
So can we agree 3 to 5 years?
Yeah.
Okay, 3 to 5 years. Give it time. So if you plant a garden, can you come out the next morning and harvest it?
No.
I've never done that. That is what we call an unreasonable expectation. And many people who are intimidated by investing, it's the result of them having unreasonable expectations. So let's share some common unreasonable expectations.
Yes. All right. So the first one is investing should be easy.
Oh, it should be. It should just be easy.
Just one click.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's what my kids say all the time. But it's an unreasonable expectation. What else?
Yep. My investments should have no risk.
Yeah, no risk. Well, it wouldn't be called investing then. It would be called saving. There's a difference.
Yes.
Okay?
All right.
What's another one?
The next one is I don't want to ever lose money.
Then don't ever invest
Saving.
because you're going to lose money.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Some of your investment is going to lose money. Net, you're not going to lose all your money. You're going to grow your money. But some of your investments are going to lose money. What's another one?
Well, I think that also comes into play when it's the give it time thing too, because I feel like if you're constantly looking at it and it goes down and you're like, oh no, I need to sell. Well, what if the next day it goes back up? Like, I think
Right.
you're looking at the bigger picture. So you're investing is money that you don't need for the next 5 years. So you're not looking at it every day and saying, oh no, it went down, I need to sell, or oh no, like all these things, you can't micromanage it. I feel like you just kind of have to let it kind of
That's
grow.
excellent.
Yeah.
I like it. She's
All right.
reminding you of the 5-year rule.
Yeah.
If you need the money in the next 5 years, probably shouldn't be invested. It should be saved.
Yep.
Don't need it for 5 years. You absolutely should be investing it because inflation is going to erode the power of your dollar to buy stuff.
Yep.
What's another unreasonable expectation?
All right, this shouldn't take much effort.
Right. Yeah, it should take care of itself. I don't have time for this. And what I think is interesting by the I don't have time for this, it shouldn't take much effort, is that same person would list their plans, hopes, and dreams and would admit to you clearly and readily, all of them take money, some of them a lot of money, like retirement.
Yeah.
And yet they can't manage somehow to get the time carved out to focus on the one thing that is common to all their dreams, money. And so I really encourage you to think about it. Investing, let's think about it reasonably. Investing is going to be challenging, not easy. Investments are going to have risk, not no risk. I don't want to ever lose money. You should say, I'm willing to lose some money.
Yeah.
I'm going to chalk it up to learning. And this should take some effort. And all of a sudden you have reasonable expectations. Very important. So give it time. What's the fifth and final thing to become a confident and competent investor?
Yes. So number 5 is teach others.
Yeah, teach others. And I don't think anything helps me, myself, become as knowledgeable about a topic as teaching others about it. You know, when I'm asked questions by students or people attending our courses, that are in a lot of those questions are interesting, and invariably there's something I haven't really encountered. And what does that do? Well, that causes me to take the knowledge I have, add it to new knowledge, and that deepens all of our understanding and knowledge. And so I really encourage you, if you teach others, start with your children, start with coworkers, start with family members. If you do that, they'll ask questions that you'll say, I don't really know. And that causes you to say, I have a gap in my knowledge. I can make a note of that, and I can start Googling it, and you can find 5 or 6 answers, and you can, in the midst of that, find the real answer. And as a result, your teaching it helps you become more confident and more competent. And so I really encourage you to do this. It is the number one thing we get questions about. You see them, I see them, the whole team sees them. 10-1, any other questions is about investing. And so I encourage you to apply these 5 things, and they will be a huge help to you in your money journey. Yeah. Any last thoughts?
I think if you have questions, obviously we're here to help. The best way is Fully Funded Life because we can get to your specific questions where you set up a coaching appointment. But it doesn't have to be something that you can't do. So it might be, it might not be easy and it might have risk and you might lose some money, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. And It doesn't mean that you can't handle the risk that comes with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our quote today comes from Peter T. McIntyre. He's a painter artist from New Zealand. And he says, I can't use the Kiwi accent, but confidence comes not from always being right, but from not fearing to be wrong. I like that.
Yeah.
It's an excellent thought, and I feel like it really applies to this investing thing. Build your confidence, not knowing that you're always going to be right, but just not being scared of being wrong and being willing to learn from it. Tell everybody what we're going to talk about next Monday as we kick off this next to last month of the year.
I know. Yep. So it's that time already. So next episode, we're talking about preparing your Christmas budget. So you might think it's the beginning of November, it's too early, but it's not. So Black Friday, I feel like is happening sooner and sooner every year. This year there's supposed to be like a toy shortage and a Christmas shortage. I don't know. So you need to start buying now. So we're helping you prepare a Christmas budget so that you don't overspend this Christmas. So it'll be good.
Awesome. Can't wait for that. If you like today's episode, please help us get this podcast so other people can benefit. You can do it by quickly rating the podcast, leaving a review. If you're on YouTube, click the subscribe button. Click the little bell if you want to be notified when each new episode is released. Those ratings, those reviews, they help other people discover the podcast and make it better for our listeners. And of course, if you've implemented one of our tips, share your success stories with us by emailing it to us at info, that's INFO, at IWBNIN.com, or by sharing it with us at any of our social media platforms. Hey, as we close out on this episode here on a Monday, I want you to think through these things and listen, just do something, one thing to become a confident and competent investor this week.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Monday Money Tip Podcast, presented by I Was Broke, Now I'm Not. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a review and subscribe. And for more great content and to stay up to date, visit IWBNIN.com. We'll catch you next time.